Hello, this is Beta7 here. I'm bringing an update to my Infernoid profile. It's been a while since I've written an Infernoid profile, so I have a lot of changes to it. Let's get started. So there's always 3 Infernoid, 1 Nunku, and 1 Deviati. One Atandal. You only really need one of him. You only need 1 Atandal, 1 Deviati, or 1 Nunku. Because you don't need them that much, and when you do need them, you typically have them some of the time. You can normally just do it with Stacktron or your Synchros, or mainly just Sight Sinus, actually. This is definitely the best of the bigger Infernoids, because it's non-target banishing and still 2600 point attack points. That's really good. Smaller ones use 3 Petulea and 3 Hermetic. Good for low manipulation, going for synchro monsters with Raiden or Decatron, and using Hermetic as Yugioh with Card Trooper. It's really good. And then I use 2 Antra and 2 Hermione. You only need 2 of these guys. You could definitely cut out one Antra, but definitely say use 2 Hermiones. This is probably the his effect's great in today's format with all the back row, especially with like metal foes, setting like counters and stuff, pushing shuffle that back. It's really good. So the Infernoids, 2 Radiant and 1 Card Trooper just for extra milling. Card Trooper is really good. I wouldn't play deck without one of them. You don't need 2 of him, but one's definitely the best number of him. And Raiden, obviously, for searching Charge Light Brigade. So for the next spells, I use 1 Reasoning, 1 Monster Gate, 1 1-for-1, and 1 Pot Inquisitus, and 1 Regeki for the 1-ups. You could use 2 Pot Inquisitus because 2 Cloggy at that point, and the rest of these are at 1. These are all really powerful spell cards for the deck. 2 Charged Light Brigade, 2 Instant Fusion, and 2 Compressors. Charged Light Brigade is probably one of the most important spell cards of the deck, so allow you to start to Raiden while milling 3 cards, and then, because you have Raiden, you can sync something with like Petulea, or someone using Instant Fusion, summon Norden to resummon Raiden that's in the grave after you searched it and it's been destroyed. Or you already use Synchro Summoning. Like, if you get Charge, Instant Fusion, and Petulea all in the same hand, you can make double Omega with just that. So it's really good, and you get a lot of mills after that too, so it's a really good combo. Really easy to get. The traps uses Solemn Brigade. Ever since the Magnum came out, I've had tons of Solemn Strikes. The card's amazing. I can definitely see getting hit to 1 or 2 in the next ban list. I also play 2 Dimensional Barriers and 1 Drowning Air Force. Dimensional Barrier is such an amazing card. I had locals today. The card helped me out a lot. I got into locals. I went 4-0, and that's where it really helped me with that. And for the extra deck, just 1 Norden. It's pretty obvious for Instant Fusion plays. Level 5, use Chumbar. Chumbar's pretty much level 5. You actually need. Level 6, I use Charge Warrior and a Cold Dragon. You can play one of that. You can play both. It's really up to you. But I like having both. Some Black Rose. You definitely need this card. It's too easy to come back from after you Black Rose the field. Because if you have no present, you can just flush someone from grave. And some decks, like, if your opponent's playing Metal Foes and they don't really have any cards in hand, you can just banish the counters of the grave and Black Rose the field. And if they don't have like match effects or anything in the field, then they're having an empty field. The Moonlight Dragon. Don't waste on this one that much. It's just if you need to against looks like Blue Eyes or those. Scrap Dragon. Good card just in case you need to pop something. Doesn't come up that much, but the extra deck has a lot of free space, so it's good to just have it in case you need it. The 2 Siphon Lord Omega, this is the best card in the extra deck. Using this thing a lot. It's good just to loop your opponent's hand away. One combo you can do this is summon 1 Omega. Use this effect, banish card out of their hand. If it's a monster, you can use Pot of Wisdom to shuffle the card back. If it's banished into their deck, and then banished, shuffle to your banished Infernoid's deck, and you get to draw a card. And your Mega still goes back to during the standard phase, and they don't get the card back. Or if you have 2 of them on the field, you can use one during your main phase, banish card, and then during their standard phase, return the card that was banished to their graveyard, so they don't get it back during the standard phase. And except like 1 Crimson Blader, he doesn't come up that much either, but it's an amazing card when you can actually get his effect off. That it's definitely worth playing. 1 Scarlet, using some OTKs, combined with Chambara. If you can get this thing in Chambara out in the field, and you realize no cards, and it's like an empty board, then you can get game right there. 1 Crystal Wing. I don't sell this guy that much either, but you still have a nice dad in the extra deck. I might take him out actually though, for something else. This is probably gonna be the card that goes when I get the Void Madness and hit it up at Tierra in the extra deck. 1 Trishula. Just pretty generic. There's no reason not to play Trishula, even though you don't summon them much. It's great when you can't summon it. These monsters, I just play 1 Dante and 1 Estelle. They don't come up that much, but they help when they're useful at certain times. The side deck. The 1 Vanity's Fiends, 1 Majesty's Fiend, and 2 Barrier Statue. Don't really side these in that much, but you can if you need to. The only problem with Barrier Statue is that it only has 1,000 tech defense points, so it can just run it over really easily. But other than that, it's pretty good card. 2 Dark Roll for hero matchups. This card's great against heroes because it can go to the Dark Law. Even though a lot of times you'll have an out to Dark Law, this card helps so much in just being able to not have to worry about it at all. Considering with this card, you'll pretty much have 3 Ragakis in your deck. 1 Pot of Inquisitiveness, it gets you facing ABC because this card's just amazing against any ABC player. Because when they try to activate their Buster Dragon, you can target the 3 monsters they're going to summon with this, shove them back into the deck, and you get to draw a card. Next to Spell Shattering. I still like this card against metal foes. Any pendulum deck. It's just a really good card in my opinion. Next 3 System Down. Basically just for ABC in general. 2 Anti-Spell Fragrance. Just for any pendulum deck that uses a lot of spell cards, like it helps against Dark Lords. I'm seeing a few of those locals, so it helps with those, and 1 Cast Trapple. So I took this deck to my locals today and went 0-4 with it. Overall I only lost 1 game out of, including top 8. I only lost 1 game, and that was to metal foes, but I still won the match there. So the deck's pretty consistent, honestly. For right now, until we get Void Madness, it's I'm perfectly content with using this deck file for tournaments. It's really fun to play, and it's pretty easy to learn how to play too. And well, I would say it's pretty cheap, but if you cut out the trap cards and the megas, the deck is pretty cheap. The main Infernoid core is probably only, aside from Deviati, everything's pretty inexpensive. You can probably get the whole thing for maybe, I don't know, $40, including Deviati. Premises a few dollars and nothing. $1 each probably. Nothing. Like I think these are 3 or 4 each, and really cheap. This is the only expensive one. Like he's probably like $10, I think. And he's nothing either. Most of the decks most Infernos are extremely cheap. So this is if you play without the trap cards, it's actually pretty budget friendly. You play without like the Omegas or the trap cards, or you can replace the trap cards with like Grand Horde of Heaven or Venus Chain, I guess. But that's one of the reasons I like this Infernoid deck profile a lot. Is this Infernoid deck a lot is because of how many traps is in it. Like you can just stun the opponent after something like 2 Omega. You can get like Dimensional Barrier. Like if you're going, this deck goes first a lot actually. Like this deck goes first with this one. So you can, if you open up like Dimensional Barrier, Patulea, Raiden, Instant Fusion, and say Strike, you're a pretty good chance of winning the game because you can go for double Omega after milling some cards off of Raiden or Charge, and banish some Petulea, and go for Omega, and use Instant Fusion to resummon in order to go back for Raiden, and summon Omega again, and then you have Barrier and Strike set. Barrier doesn't hurt this deck up pretty much at all. This deck doesn't really hurt from Dimensional Barrier because the deck has so many different options that can do with the extra deck. The only time it really hurts is when if they change it to Instant Fusion. Sorry I haven't been uploading in a long time. I'm busy moving. But I'm going to try to upload a few more deck profiles in the next couple months. Hopefully get some better equipment. But thanks for watching. Yugioh 77. See you later. Bye.